Russell Lee Sherman, filmmaker and writer of the book Moving Pictures, states that sound has become co-expressive with cinematography. That is, it shapes how we see what's on screen, just as the images we see influence how we perceive the sounds. How do filmmakers do this, though? How can sound shape what we see, and that, what we see, shape what we hear? Maybe it's a simple question, right? But I like to focus our attention onto Whiplash. Whiplash is the Oscar-winning film directed by Damien Chazelle, with cinematography by Sharon Mayer, editing by Tom Cross, and music by Justin Hurwitz. The film features actors Miles Teller as Andrew Neiman and J.K. Simmons as Terrence Fletcher. To give a quick summary of the film centers around 19-year-old drummer Andrew Neiman, who aims to excel and advance his drumming career as he attends the fictional college of Schaefer Conservatory in New York. When given this opportunity by top dog of the college, Terrence Fletcher, Neiman does anything and everything to make sure he can become one of the greats, even if it means destroying himself and becoming the subject of abuse by his teacher. It's a story about passion and doing whatever you can to achieve your goals. People in college may know a thing or two about goals and passion. Maybe it's not to this level, but still. What I want to focus on, though, is the finale of the film. After being publicly humiliated by Fletcher and almost having his whole career as a musician ruined, Neiman does this.
Now we're going to slow it down a little bit. I'm guessing most of you folks have heard of it.
An explosion of drums cut into Neiman's face, both filled with vengeance and determination. The endgame arrives as the student surpasses the master. After the bass player joins in, Fletcher has to give in to lead the band in the performance of Caravan. First thing you may notice about the scene is how yellow, how warm the scene looks. This film plays with that a lot, and you'll notice that this is the staple color of Fletcher. The studio band practice sessions are filled with this warm yellow color, and almost all scenes with Fletcher have yellow in it. It's never a pretty golden hour yellow. It's a dehydrated urine yellow. It's ugly. It's warm. It's hell. But now Neiman has transformed into a demon from hell. A drumming demon. We come back to the idea of what Sherman said about how film and sound are co-expressive. Sound influences what we see, and what we see influences what we hear. The way this is done in the finale is a specific use of jump cuts and match cuts. Editor Tom Cross, throughout the finale, finds a way to fluctuate a cut tempo of sorts, tempo of cuts, to focus on different things at different points of the song. Sometimes it's the band, sometimes it's Fletcher, or it's Neiman on his drums. It starts off slow, as Fletcher starts conducting the whole band, or mainly focused on him. But not too long after, we launch into the editing madness as we get 5 cuts on these 5 bombastic hits of the song. Flurry of cuts on Neiman's flurry on drums. One thing that is done a lot here, and it's really well done, is that we get cuts and movements on the beats of the song, as it is in here, here, and here. And this was only within a minute of each other. Not long after, there's a special moment where we cut to different players, and when we see the players, we hear their parts stand out in the song. It's not like they're only playing until now, they've always been playing. But after all, what we see is what we hear. We hear it when we see it. Then, leading up to Caravan's great finale, we cut to sheet music, the brass, and Neiman before finally... We fade in and out from black, and Neiman's still playing. Camera moving all over the kit, and Neiman has become an absolute machine. Essentially, this long 3-minute drum solo is filled with crazy movements and more jump cuts than a conversation scene in Bohemian Rhapsody. It really only slows down when Neiman takes the tempo down, because, as I said before, there's a cut tempo at play here. And that cut tempo goes hand in hand with the tempo of the actual music. Once it slows down, the tempo of cuts slow down. There's not many. When it gets up, though, after he stops, we get match cuts between Neiman's gaze and Fletcher's gaze, showing that they are in sync, that they understand each other, before they roar together into the true finale of Caravan, as well as the movie. A music performance, especially one by a classical orchestra or jazz band performed in a theater, is typically very static movement-wise. The most movement we see is the conductor waving their arms, the players moving their arms with the instruments, and maybe the occasional standing up if a player has a solo. This is why intense movement, both through editing and camera movement, needed to be so important for the scene. It's the finale of a movie. It needs to be interesting to watch. It wouldn't be interesting if we saw the whole thing played out from the audience perspective. Whiplash is about pursuing your passion and achieving your dream goal as much as it is about abuse. Terrence Fletcher is no Gordon Ramsay.
I've always extracted the best out of individuals because I've pushed them to the absolute max. That's how you get perfection. I may get upset, but the most important thing is it's not personal.
Terrence Fletcher is just a straight-up manipulator and abuser. Yes, many of us have dreams, many of us have passions we want to pursue as well, but how far is too far? Sometimes it feels like college kids have the whole world ahead of us and that we have to do everything right here and right now. I mean, at age 18, we were all asked what we wanted to do for the rest of our lives, and we were expected to give a sufficient answer. But we realized that it's okay to take things slow. I mean, that's why I'm in community college. Yes, Andrew Neiman may have gone to become one of the greats in the jazz world, but at what cost? Focus on your dreams, but focus on yourself as well. Thank you.